Ciao ragazzi, eccoci stasera con una nuova chiacchierata per fare la conoscenza con un altro dei protagonisti della prossima Red Bull XAlps 2025. Attesissima 12ª edizione della più appassionante gara di I Can Fly al mondo. Quest'anno FIVL con i suoi canali e con il sottoscritto è stata invitata formalmente e accreditata come media press nella competizione. Quindi saremo presenti nei giorni preparatori allo start, durante la gara e poi durante lo svolgimento saremo di nuovo live con i teams, i piloti, gli organizzatori che man mano avranno modo di collegarsi con noi. Ok, siamo pronti? Questa sera non indugiamo oltre, siamo pronti per parlare con...
So this year from the German side we have...
Hey, I'm Markus Anders from Germany and I'm super stoked to be selected for Red Bull XAlps 2025.
Siamo con Markus Anders, questa sera con noi, Germania 1, Team Germania 1, 34 anni, è un veterano, ha già fatto 3 gare diciamo così in precedenza, quindi un profondo conoscitore della Red Bull XAlps. Hello Markus, welcome with us tonight.
Hey Rinaldo, thanks for having me here.
Good. Okay, so ready for the race? Now only a few days missing to the prologue and to the start.
Yeah, 1 week to go for the pre-week and soon the race starts. So more or less everything is set, everything is prepared. But in the end, the organization of the whole project, it's huge. And at one point you just have to say, okay, I'm finished now, because the preparation could be endless.
Yes, sure, that is true. That is true, absolutely. First of all, first question that we have seen through the social and all the story about your accident in Pakistan. Are you fully recovered? Do you feel well?
Yeah, exactly one year ago, I had a crash landing in Pakistan, and I broke my right leg. Luckily, I can say it's almost fully recovered. So definitely, I'm not as fit as without that injury, because more than half a year just was. The main focus on my training was to build up the muscles again and the proper way of movement. But since beginning of the year, I could more or less without any break train with system, and I did a small hike and fly competition, the Spießer Trophy, and there were already two XAlps athletes participating, and in terms of fitness, I feel solid, and also the flying is quite nice. So I flew quite some competitions, and I'm looking forward to race in the XAlps.
Right, good. Yeah, we see that you are confident in yourself, and this is very good to see. Very good. Yeah. Right. You already told us something, but more specific, which kind of training routine are you following to be prepared?
So well, in the beginning, when I have a personal trainer, and in the beginning after my accident, I first had to rebuild my base. But since I'm 15, I've been doing a lot of basic endurance stuff, road cycling and stuff, and that helped me a lot to get a good solid base. And since, let's say, the last 3 months, we did more specific and more high intensity training as well to focus on some uphill speed, running with the backpack, but also playful training, like it will be in the XAlps. So basically, you do a hike and fly, you glide somewhere, you land there, then you try to repack everything as fast as possible. You run a little bit in the flat, and you hike up the next mountain. So a little bit more specific training for the XAlps. And on the other side, there was still a lot of training with physio, strength and stability training, to get my muscles ready to not risk any injury when, for example, my muscles get a little bit weak due to the surgery 1 year ago.
Right. And do you have also a mental coach?
Yeah, not directly, but I had contact with some, and the wife of my personal trainer, she's a little bit into that mental coaching, and we had 2 calls, and she gave me some interesting thoughts. And yeah, well, it's my fourth XAlps, and with or without accident, I think being mentally on a really good level helps you a lot in the race, because in the end it's about the decisions you make. And specifically for the accident, I tried to it's easily said, but it's hard to do. So it's a very bad experience you have. It's full of negativity, but if you analyze, and if you can learn from it, and you use somehow this experience as in a radar for risk or for dangerous situations, then it can help you to bring the focus you need. Because in the XAlps, basically there will be good days for flying, but most of the days will be on the edge. Some in weak conditions, but sometimes also in high winds and maybe storms around. And there you really have to be 100% sure that you don't risk too much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe that also after a few days, always pushing your body to the limit, also the level of attention, the level of focus is reduced. So in that moment, for sure, the mental coach is important. So, Marcus, tell us. We know that let's say the Red Bull XAlp, it's a solo race. At the end, it's you and against yourself, let's say. But also the team is very, very important. Tell us something about your team.
Yeah, as you said, so for me, it's not just a solo race, it's a team race, because without the supporters, it's almost not possible to compete on that professional level, how the race is currently. So back in the days, I think there was 1 or 2 supporters, and it was more adventure race, but now it's just more a race. And I have, basically I have 6 supporters. Well, plus 1, but 1 is a filmer, so he's just trying to capture the whole event. Then there's a physiotherapist, because I believe that this is quite crucial if it's a 2 weeks race. Because even if you're fully healthy, you run a lot on the road, and in the end, you need the body to work as long as possible to reach the finish line.
Yeah.
And yeah, I have a main supporter. He's like coordinating everything, and then there's 2 runners which help to do some hiking, carrying some stuff, but also planners. And yeah, overall, I think we are a very motivated and nice team. And not just me, the whole team is looking forward to finally race.
Right. Will you have 2 cars following?
Yep.
2 cars following, right. And also somebody at home taking care of meteo and, let's say, looking from outside the picture?
Yeah. So we will do this on ourselves, but I also have a group with some good pilots helping me with meteor judgment, and we also have contact to a meteorologist, and she's very focused into. She's not paragliding pilot, but she's making the forecast for paragliding pilots in some specific area. Right. So she has knowledge there, and we have contact in case for example, when we make the decision from Les Deux Alps back to Locarno, you have two route options. You can go in the high mountains to the north, Aosta Valley, but you can also go towards Turin and then fly close to the Italian.
The Montana, yes.
And there, you have to make a decision, and then you have to stick to the decision because you can't jump to the other. And there you really need to have all the most important facts and details to make a proper decision.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Marcus, what do you think about, we already introduced a little bit this, what do you think about the route this year? When I saw it, I said, wow, if they fly, okay. If they are not flying, it can be really tough.
Yeah, the route is super exciting. So I from the first view, I really like it because there's new parts. So we have to fly to Mont Blanc, past Mont Blanc on the south. I just know, unfortunately, this area from hiking because every time I've been there, the weather was bad. So I hope I can fly there because this area is just amazing. And also the part to France, to Les Deux Alps. So for me, the most exciting part of the route is the one which I know the least. And there I'm looking forward to find a really nice flying route, hopefully. And if you look in detail, so it's the longest route ever. It's longer than last edition. And there's a lot of details which are nice. Some are not, but they can cost a lot of time if you're not at the right time, at the right place. For example, the Via Ferrata. So you have to land in Sexton, you have to land in the valley, then you have to hike up to the Via Ferrata, and then you can just continue flying. And this sometimes, so this is somehow limiting you in making magic moves. So if you land at 2 p.m., when there's best thermal time, sometimes you can just go up like 100 or 200 meters over the valley ground, and then you can take off and fly thermals. But this is somehow limiting, and there's lots of details like this where you can lose a lot of time. So you really need to think about this, because in the end, if the weather is somehow a little bit worse than the last editions, for example, we have 1 week of really tough rainy weather, lots of wind, then it will be hard to reach the finish line.
Yeah, I believe that the Via Ferrata, as you said, it's really, if you go there and you have to lose 4 hours, let's say, in the best part of the day, your competitor can go 100 kilometers in front of you. Or if you arrive there at the right moment, you can really catch up maybe for somebody which was a lot in front. And there are 3 of them. So it's not only one that you say, okay, one we can manage. 3 really needs a planning, let's say. It must be absolutely well understood the right move to make.
Yeah, and also there's quite a bunch of airspaces, not the official airspace, but also like nature reserve and parks.
Yes.
And this is also limiting the route options a little bit. And some some route options which in the first view look like a highway. They are actually, depending on the weather situation, not that easy to fly if you have to fly around these big areas.
Yes, sure. Especially in Italy, we have also some airspace which maybe are not above 2,900 meters or not below. So if you have the condition to go over, okay, you pass. If not, it's not possible. So for sure, there is a lot of strategy around that. Yeah. Marcus, one question. Do you have a mentor? Do you have a pilot where you look at to get inspiration?
Well, when it comes to hike and fly races, definitely one guy to watch is Kriegel, because he won every XAlps edition he participated in, and you know, if you do a hike and fly races, you always have to be at the right time at the right spot. But sometimes this is, or some people often say this, it's a little bit depending on the luck. But Kriegel somehow is proving that it's not based on luck. It's based on consistency, making solid decisions, avoiding mistakes, and in the end, that's what makes you a better pilot. And so I think since no one have ever beaten him in the XAlps, in some hike and fly races, he's not winning in shorter ones, but especially on the long ones, when the consistency is the key, then he is definitely a person from which I can still learn.
Absolutely, yes. So last question, Marcus, that I asked to all the pilots, and everyone replied to me in different ways. So I want to ask to you as well. In paragliding, when is your magic moment?
When is my magic moment? Yeah, it's so I can fly very well in good conditions, but I think in not so good conditions sometimes. So you need to be free and somehow like understand the place where you are in, and then there's like options which comes out of sudden. For example, 2017 or 18, I think 18, there was the Iron Fly.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was a really nice race, and I could finish third in the end. And there was a forecasted day where it was just like super windy and rainy, cloudy, and I thought I would not fly. But I was walking along Valtellina, Sondrio, and then the clouds cleared a little bit, and the valley breeze started to blow, and for me it was just like clear. Okay, if I go up like just 300 or 400 meters on a nice slope facing the valley breeze with the sun and the instability, I can somehow try to make a magic move and go from very low and fly all the way with the wind. And this worked out super nice. And I think in somehow some conditions like this, I think I can really do well. And also these flights are somehow the most rewarding, because it's not the biggest one. It's you think you can't fly or it won't be flyable. Maybe you can just make a glide down, but in the end you fly like 50 or 100 kilometers on a day where you never expect this.
Yeah, right.
And then and then it just you just have that positivity, and you will find your flow, and then you just keep going, and that's for me, that's the most let's say magic
moment. Yeah.
condition.
It's like a gift, let's say. It's something that you didn't expect, and it comes out. Yeah. Okay. So, Marcus, thanks very much. Grazie mille for this interview. It was very nice. We have just a few days to go, and then we will see in person at the prologue. And all the best for the race to you and all the team. And so, how can we say? All the best.
Thank you very much. See you in 2 weeks.
Okay, thank you. Bye, Marcus. Bye.
Bye.